Good evening to you, friends. I'm Greg Merriweather here with Elizabeth Val from the WAFBI team. Two different public officials distanced themselves from former Mayor Sharon Weston Broom's Safe, Hopeful, Healthy initiative after it's been mired now in corruption allegations.
Today, Constable Terrica Williams and Councilman Darryl Hurst say they had nothing to do with taxpayer money going to a man out on bond for a murder charge, talking about violence prevention in Baton Rouge. That man's name appeared on an invoice tied to the former mayor's initiative. Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, spoke to him and others tied to this ongoing corruption case. Chris.
Good evening, Liz and Greg. Mad Marvin, also known as Marvin Payne, says he volunteered his time that day and didn't receive a dime of taxpayer funds from the mayor's Safe, Hopeful, Healthy initiative. Tonight, he takes issue with the idea that someone allegedly lined their pockets off of his work. It was a hot summer day in 2022 when Mad Marvin, also known as Marvin Payne, smiled for this photo op with Constable Terrica Williams. The purpose was to talk about gun safety with kids, a program put on by Constable Williams.
I never received any money from no one to do anything that I did, especially to go and talk to those kids.
While talking to those kids, Marvin Payne was out on bond at the time, accused of shooting and killing Jordan Jenkins a year earlier. The shooting happened on Simplex Street near Cadillac Streets on August 16, 2021.
He would not be a spokesman I would pick to choose to talk to children about gun safety.
District Attorney Hiller Moore says at the time of the event, Payne's charges were active with his office, a charge Moore's office ultimately dismissed after witnesses didn't cooperate.
Without that witness, we chose to dismiss the case against him, which means that if we're able to find him and he cooperates, we will bring those charges back.
All of this came to light as the Attorney General's office sweeping corruption investigation began. The WAFBI team found Payne's name and the constable were listed on this invoice as part of the mayor's Safe, Hopeful, Healthy initiative, where taxpayers were billed $3,000 for that event back in June of 2022.
Well, I can assure the public that I am not involved in anything with any mess. Whatever this situation was, I know I do a mentoring program every summer with children, with the youth in our community.
The invoice clearly shows a man by the name of Roderick Shannon billed Safe, Hopeful, Healthy $3,041.66 for Mad Marvin gun safety with the constable, Mad Marvin's mechanic workshop for the kids, and a community cleanup. These are all things that were voluntary and should not have cost taxpayers a dime, an issue Constable Terrica Williams has a problem with since she says she used her own personal money for the event.
Yeah, it's concerning for me, especially when my name is being drug into it, when I know I have nothing to do with none of the stuff that goes on. I don't collect none of the fees. I don't receive any payments for anything, and I have never received any payments for anything dealing with that stuff.
Tonight, Mad Marvin is no longer facing murder charges.
I'm at a point in my life where I changed for the better, and I'm trying to develop my community along with the youth. So I would appreciate if they just stop bringing me up, because I'm not doing anything. Only thing I'm doing is trying to better my community.
But he certainly wants to know who received the money that was on that invoice for work that was all voluntary.
That's crazy, man. Knowing that they use taxpayers' dollars to line their pockets and not do what they're supposed to be doing with the money. Because they have people that need the money to do the work, and they're not receiving the money.
Already 7 individuals, including Councilman Cleve Dunn and Broom's top aide Courtney Scott, indicted on fraud and other corruption charges tied to this investigation. Councilman Darryl Hurst says he met Marvin Payne and hoped to organize him to speak to the kids, but he also thought it was voluntary and no one was being paid. We did reach out to Roderick Shannon, whose name appears on the invoice, but we were not able to get in touch with him. For the WAFBI team, I'm Chris Nakamoto. Liz, Greg?
Chris, thank you.